Hey soulmate, it's your girl Fluxify Apparels. On today's tutorials, we'll be needing this design of our stickers, and we'll be working with our same color thread and our tape. You know, this taping in the first, if you watch my previous video on how to cut and sew a round neck, I didn't make use of this tape, so we're going to be making use of that taping in this particular practicals. So if you notice that in my former practical, the round collar did not lay flat on my body. That's how I wanted it. So I'm going to be teaching you on how to draft this particular round collar to lay on your body directly. So first of all, I'm going to be going down on my neckline. I'm altering the neck, front neck. I went down by 4 inches. So as you can see, I'm connecting the points. So I'm going to be going ahead to use my ample curve to form my round neck. Just follow every step of the way. So if you don't know how I drafted this particular pattern, please go to my previous video on how to draft and sew round neck. You would get the complete illustration on how to draft this pattern. So I went ahead to curve on my neckline, so I'm going in by cutting of my round neck. So yes, that's all. I'm not adding any allowance to my neck or to my shoulders or to my ample or to my sides. All allowance have been added right in my pattern. So I went ahead to cut everything just the way you see me do on this video. That's all. The only difference is me altering my front pattern neck. So I would bring my back pattern and I'll cut it just the way you see me without adding any seam allowance. So go ahead and do same for your pattern. So this is my front and this is my back. So if you notice very well, it is just the front I altered. So I'm going to be going ahead to draft my sleeve. Yes, this sleeve is quite different from the one I drafted in the previous video. You can use any of the patterns and it will work very well for you. So I went ahead to draft a starting point, and from that my starting point, I'm going to be coming down by 4 inches for my cap height. Please go ahead and come down by 4 inches for your cap height. But for a bigger size, you can use 4.5 or 5 inches, as the case may be. So I went ahead to mark my desired length of sleeve, and here we have it. I had to mark 10 inches. So that would require that both my folding, everything is inside the 10 inches. So go ahead and mark your desired sleeve length. So I'm connecting both points together. So we have the starting point and we have the cap height, and we also have the sleeve length. That is the cap height. So on the cap height, you're going to be measuring or marking out your ample or your round ample. And for me, my round ample is 9 inches. So I went ahead to mark my round ample. Then on this same height, I came out by 3 inches or 2.5. That's for my starting point. Then for my sleeve length, I am marking 8 inches for my sleeve length. So that's round sleeve divided by 2. That's why I got my 8 inches. So I'm going to be connecting my sleeve length, round sleeve, to my armhole, just the way you see me do. That is it. Then from that 3 or 2.5 inches I came out on my starting point, I'm going to connect it just the way you see me do to my cap height. Very simple, isn't it? So I'm going ahead to cut out. So I placed my sleeve to cut out. You know, you usually cut out 2 sleeves. So here we have it. Sleeve 1 and sleeve 2. So I'm going to be notching the middle of my sleeve, just the way you see me do. It is very important to notch your sleeves. So I'm going to be going ahead right now to cut out my band for my round neck collar. Yes, just a round neck collar. So right now, I don't know, I'm not giving it a specific number. I just went ahead to cut as long as I want. Then when I'm done sewing, I would know what to do around it. So, but just follow up and you'll see that it is very easy to walk around with. So I went ahead to mark any desired length. It's better you mark something that is larger than your neck. So I went ahead to mark my starting point. So for this particular tutorial, I'm going to be using 2 inches. So when I fold, it's going to give me exactly 1 inch. But at some point, I noticed that it was going to be too small, so I added some few inches, like 1/2 inch to it, so it now be 2.5. So you can do any desired width of your collar. If you want 2.5, or if you want 3, that when you fold it's now 1.5, you can still go ahead. So I'm going to be cutting out just the way you see me do. Remember that this length I use is not the length of my neck. I'm just going to cut out because I know that at the end of the day I'm going to cut out the excess. So I went ahead I noticed that my width was not wide enough, so I went ahead to add 1/2 inch. So I was done adding, and when I fold it, this is how it's going to look. Although for me it looks smaller, so you can increase. You can use at least 3.5 inches, at least 3.5 inches. Don't go more than that unless you want it to be too big. So as you can see, my collar band is stretchy, so I'm just going to be stretching all through my round neck. So this is my front pattern, front bodice, and my back. I'm going to be facing right side of the back pattern. So I have 1 inch for the shoulders. So I decided to show you guys how I was sewing it. So I went ahead to align my shoulders, and I'm going to be sewing on my shoulder just the way you see me do. Please, if you have a weaving machine, you can go ahead and use your weaving machine to join the shoulders. So right away, I'm going to be using the band I cut. That's the collar I cut for my round neck after I was done joining the shoulders. So I went ahead to notch the back. So that's where I'm going to be starting from my back. So that's where the joining is going to be. So just the way you see me, I'm going to be putting the round neck, the band on the round neck. And while I was sewing, if you notice, I stretched out my band very well. Like I stretch it as if you want it to lap on the person's neck firmly. You have to be able to stretch the band, just the band, not the body, on the neckline, on the round neck. So just the way you see me do the same way. I went ahead. This part you can, if you have a weaving machine, you can go ahead and weave it on your machine. But if you don't have, you can as well use your sewing machine, and later on you go and weave. So I was done. I'm going to be cutting out the excess. Yes, this is the excess. I'm going to be flipping over. I will open it the way you see me do. Open it front side facing front sides. Then I'll sew on it. Yes, I'm going to be sewing on it. So that's the joining that will be at the back. Okay, so I went ahead to sew it. And when I was done sewing it, I'm going to cut the thread and cut the excess out. I'm going to cut the excess out just the way you see me do. Cut the excess out and open it back as the collar. Then align it with your round neck. You align it back with your round neck. So go ahead, just the way you see me do. I aligned it. Then I'm going to be sewing it at the neckline, just the way you see me do. Please go ahead. Like I said, if you have a weaving machine, instead of using a straight machine, you use your weaving machine to sew round. Yes. So I was done. I'm going to be cutting out all my threads, making sure they are neat. So if you're using a straight machine like mine, you can go ahead and weave the edges. So this is me fixing my sleeve. Remember the place we notch the middle of the sleeve. We're going to be placing the middle at the joining of the shoulders, and we're going to be sewing right on it. So go ahead and sew just the way you see me. Remember, placing the right side over the right side and sewing on the wrong side. So I sewed the first half of the sleeve, and I'll flip it over to continue sewing just the way you are seeing me do. So I went ahead to flip it over to continue my sewing. And here we have it, I was done. The same way you did for the right hand side, you're going to be doing for the other side of the shirt. Yes, this is what we have here. It's looking so pretty. So I'm going to be going ahead to fold in. That's where we have our taping machine, but I don't have, that's why I'm using my industrial sewing machine, the straight machine. So if you have a taping machine, you can go ahead and use a taping machine for this. But if you're using your normal straight machine, ensure that it is very accurate. The lines are if it needs you to go and do a marking, you can go ahead and do a marking. So I went ahead to I'm taking my time to fold the hem of my sleeve, and I'm going to double stitch on it like a double line. So I'm going to be taking my time to making sure that that particular stitch is very neat. So you see me, I'm taking my time to go again over the stitch to make it a double stitch, just like the way the taping machine is going to be making the sleeve look like. So I went ahead to do exactly what you see me do. Just do the same thing you see me do, and you're going to be achieving something beautiful just the way I achieved mine. So this is just a quick reminder, if you've not subscribed, please do subscribe. So I went ahead to top stitch on my sleeve. So I'm going to be showing you how I did it. So you see this part inside where you sew your sleeve on your shoulder, on your sleeve sides, sorry. You're going to be flipping it to the shoulder part. That is the main dress, the main fabric. You see me, you're going to flip it over to the main fabric, and I'm going to be sewing on it. Now, this particular technique is optional. You can choose whether to do it or not, but it gives the polo a neat look. So you can go ahead and weave. When you weave, it is easier, so it will look very neat. It will look very neat. So I went ahead to stop stitch carefully, and this is what it looks like. This is what the shirt looks like. Look, can you see the round neck there? It's going to lay flat on the person's body, whosoever is going to wear it. So I went ahead to join my sides, and this is how the shirt looks like. Isn't it beautiful? So now I'm going to be teaching you how to use this tape on your collar. Now what this tape does, it helps for stability of the back round neck. So I'm going to be going ahead to teach you, but you see how lovely this shirt looks. It looks so fine. Then I'm going to be going ahead to press on it. My God, it looks so beautiful. Please do well to try this and thank me later. So I'm going to be flipping over to show you what we would do with our tape. So you see that excess, if you have followed and you have weaved yours, you see that excess that came out like an half an inch that came out from the neck. Yes, that excess there. That's where we're going to be placing our tape on. If you have used a bias, this shouldn't be difficult for you to understand. So you see my tape, I'm going to be placing it on that excess, not on the main fabric, on the collar. The collar excess, the joining on the collar and the body is that excess that came out. I'm going to be placing it on top, and I'm going to be sewing it on the excess, not on the body. It should not touch the body. So I'm going to be folding the ins, as in folding it in, for neat finishing. Just the way you see me, I folded the edge of the tape in, then I'm going to be sewing round to the other point of the shoulder where I joined it. That's where I'm going to be ending it with. So I was done. Like you can see, I folded in. Since it's white, you might not see how I folded it, but you can see the way I folded it, not on the main fabric but on the collar. I sewed it round down. So I'm going to be flipping it over. Like I said, if you've used bias before, placement of bias, this shouldn't be difficult. So I'm going to be flipping it over the way you see me, and sew on it round. Now it will go round my neck, so it forms a top stitch on the neck, like the way you see me do. I'm going to be sewing round, and this now enables the neck to stay firm. It enables the neck to stay firm. So I'm going to be sewing round just the way you see me. It's very easy, and this is how it looks. So beautiful, very beautiful and pretty. Mind you, if you have followed the previous video on how to sew round collar or t-shirts, and this, you can as well do a business on t-shirts. Yes, you can as well do a business on t-shirts in the comfort of your home. So this is the sticker I'm going to be using. So you see me, I'm trying to fit how it's going to look. If you don't have a heat transfer machine, you can as well use an iron. So you see me, I don't have it, so I'm using an iron. So I'm using iron to get what I want. I place the fabric on it, pour plenty of water. My iron has to press it for a long time, like a long time, to achieve it. I still went ahead, and this is how it looks. So beautiful. Please, if you are joining us for the first time and this has taught you one or two things, endeavor to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and you will learn more and more. Share the good news. Please drop your comment on my comment section. I love you guys. It's your girl Fluxify Apparels. Bye for now. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.